Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a long-term market update for Vechain. We're going to talk about how we've broken below this level of support right around 2 cents. We've come back down, we're forming lower lows. We'll cover some key support to watch out for further down from here, some levels of resistance, as well as Vechain's performance with respect to Bitcoin by looking at the Vechain Bitcoin ratio and what we can take away with this chart as well. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I am fairly active over there. So if I zoom in here over to the last few weeks, we can see with Vechain, it really just broke down below this region of support right around 2 cents. That was the area that held on this first move down, this first leg down in June, holding support on the June lows, and then a retest right here in July. And we basically just consolidated above this zone, holding it for a few months before eventually getting that breakdown right here in the middle of November. And then when we did get that breakdown, we saw that level actually flipped right into resistance. And ever since then, we have seen some follow through with this rejection where we've come back down, we're forming lower lows. And from that previous zone of support, we've actually come down by about 23%. So really nothing out of the ordinary. This is what a lot of other altcoins are doing, and this is what we discussed. And the implications of breaking below support were pretty clear here, especially after we saw that pretty significant rejection off of the 200-day average right here in the beginning of November. So now we're just seeing that follow through play out, and I really wouldn't expect anything else to continue other than a continuation of the longer term downtrend, where if I just zoom out all the way, that's basically been what we've been doing this entire bear market, where we break below support, we form those lower lows, and we just continue stair stepping down. And if I were to just extend out this trend line, again, you can see that it has been a very consistent downtrend, and there really aren't any signs of an end to that downtrend just yet. So if we do continue this longer term trend, the next zone of support I will be watching out for is this big zone right around 0.85 cents. And if I just zoom out here all of the way, you can see going back to the previous market cycle, this was a very key level of support and resistance. It was resistance all the way throughout Q2 of 2019. We rejected off this several times, came back up later in December, more rejections, and then this last move in February of 2020 before eventually having that big COVID crash in March of 2020. And when Vechain was able to break out above this, you can see it flipped it right into support, big bounce off this region, and that confirmation came when we had a new all-time high formed and really just accelerated that bull market. So now that we've broken below the support right around 2 cents, that is the next region I would be watching out for. But do consider that we could experience several rallies along the way, such as something like this, where we come back up to that region once again. And if we do see that rejection, this is ultimately the region I would expect Vechain to end up as some sort of bear market or cycle low, where I would expect strong support to be held, just given the amount of time spent consolidating at this level as resistance in the last accumulation zone. And I really just would expect that to hold as support if we do make it all the way back down to that. Now, lastly, I do want to talk about the resistance at the 200-day average. That is going to be this yellow line. You can see that is where we rejected at back here in March, as well as right here in November. So do consider this as a level of resistance as well. This will be averaging down. So if we do get, again, one of those rallies back up to that zone, you could have a move that takes us up back to this region where we would see yet another retest of that moving average. And if we have a similar rejection, I really wouldn't expect anything else than just continuing that downtrend and then rolling over from there. So I also do want to talk about the VETBTC ratio, which is coming into this longer term region of support right around 94 Satoshis. That was a low that held back here in May as well as June, where we sort of double bottomed off of. And this was previous resistance all the way back here in Q4 of 2020 and Q1 of 2021. So this is going to be a very key level to watch out for. We are retesting that as of right now. And if we do have some sort of break below this region in the near future, such as a lot of other altcoins have been doing, a lot of altcoins have been bleeding against Bitcoin, then we could expect a retest of some of this consolidation again in that same time frame where we held as support. And I would just expect a continuation of this downtrend where we've basically just been printing these lower highs and lower lows every few months, and it's just been no real end in sight. However, if we were able to say bounce off this region, we could potentially double bottom, but you would really only see this start to develop if we can take out some of these highs, like the one right here around 140 Satoshis back here in August. So if we can break out above those highs and make a higher high, that would be a bullish sign that we might be looking to end this downtrend. But until then, we just have to go with the trend in place, which is firmly to the downside ever since this all-time high and peak back here in April of 2021. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.